What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name's Adam. Enjoy the video. Today we're unboxing and installing the Cougar Helor 360. This is an all-in-one high-performance CPU liquid cooler solution from Cougar. Not only is there already plenty to love about this all-in-one, but we'll be using an additional 3 fans for a total of 6 in a push-pull configuration, making it even more love-worthy. And talking about love, don't forget to show yours for the channel by hitting like, subscribing, commenting or sharing these videos. We have almost reached the first milestone of 100 subscribers, and the goal for the channel is to make 100 trillion subscribers by the end of this week. That's everything out from the box, so let's take a look at what's included. The fan I have here is a Cougar Vortex Omega 120mm. There is 3 of these included in the pack, and they have a longer 9-fin blade design. They also use a hydrodynamic bearing system for quiet operation under load. Inside this package I can see the Cougar Core Box V2. We should also find a 5V addressable header adapter, as well as power connection. Here's that 5V 3-pin, and here's the power connector for the Core Box V2. This is your Cougar Core Box V2, which we'll take a better look at shortly. We have the mounting kit, which will adapt the cooler to fit all of your popular sockets. Some more goodies in here. Looks like we have a fan splitter and our wireless remote. Nice of Cougar to include additional coolant in case you need to top it off. This is our water block and pump. While it's not being used, simply leave the radiator inside the packaging to avoid damaging the fins. That's everything inside the box, including the user manual. Let's take a look a bit closer at what makes this product stand out, namely the Core Box V2 that will control our RGB lighting. We have connections for 4 fans and an LED channel on one side. We have power and motherboard in connections, and on the other side we mirror the first side for a total of 8 fan connections and 2 LED connections. Remembering though that you will still need to connect your fans to fan headers on your motherboard while using this. The purpose of the Core Box V2 is to control RGB lighting effects with the included wireless remote. It feels like an almost endless amount of special lighting effects are built into the controller, so I'm certain you'll find many effects you're going to love. You can see how fine these radiator fins are, which is why I say to keep it inside the packaging when it's not in use. Seriously, even looking at this the wrong way will cause damage to the fins. So to get our new radiator installed, we obviously need to remove the older fans, so let's get that out of the way. These Phanteks fans were included with the case and are obviously pretty basic, at least in looks, but they get the job done. While I have the front intake removed, I will be using a vacuum on its lowest setting to get rid of the extra built-up dust. In order to fit this radiator as intake, the hard drive bay of the Phanteks P400A needs to be removed, so let's get that out. The cloth I'm using is lightly misted with water, just enough to pick up any leftover dust. Remember that you must keep water away from any electrical components inside your PC. First, I'll be installing my own Lian Li fans onto the radiator. To install these, just line up the 4 mounting holes with the 4 on the radiator. Then, using the included long radiator screws, secure the fans into place. As you will notice later in the video, I actually ended up turning the fans 90 degrees so that I could have the Lian Li logo visible after installation. However, I wish I noticed that earlier to save some time. Now on the opposite side, we will install the included Cougar fans, making sure that as we install them, the direction of the airflow for all the fans is traveling the same way for our push-pull configuration. I'm using smaller screws instead of the long radiator type this time, which means I can free up one side of the mounting points. These points will then be used later for mounting to my case. Just some basic cable management here to make sure it's looking clean. Our 6 fans all get wired to a single fan splitter so that a single fan header from the motherboard will control the speed of all our fans together. You can see here these cables are the ones to control the Lian Li RGB. Lastly, we'll be connecting the Cougar RGB to the core box V2. It's not perfect, but it looks alright given the amount of cables involved. Not to mention, once installed, the cables you see here should be hidden from view. Alright, so that's our push-pull radiator configuration done. I don't know what you guys think, but it looks like a pretty chunky cooling solution. Gently insert the radiator into your case and make sure everything fits as it should. Once you have done that, insert your fan screws into all of the mounting points. Once mounted, I gave mine a quick test and it's working as it should, so let's proceed with the install. Carefully remove the old CPU cooler. Looks like it had a bit too much thermal paste leak over the sides. So I'm using a small cotton bud to help get any thick bits of paste off the outside of the chip. Then, using a cloth with a small amount of isopropyl alcohol, I clean the rest of the thermal paste off. While we're here, I'll remove the chip and show you just how easy it is to align it into its socket. You can see two very small notches in the chip, which will match the small tabs on the socket. As well as that, we have a corner directional arrow which should also line up with the motherboard marking. On this board there is a small dot indicating to line up with the arrow. Gently place the chip on top and it should just drop straight into place. Be very careful not to bend any pins. Pull back over the latch mechanism. Make sure the latch is aligned. Then push the latch down and lock the chip securely into place like you can see here. On the rear side of the motherboard, I'm inserting the socket mount. And it's then secured in place from the front using the included hardware. The socket mount you will use will depend on which socket your motherboard has. Majority of all-in-one coolers will fit just about any motherboard with the hardware supplied in the box, but I still recommend to check for compatibility. This is simply a test fit with no thermal paste applied to see how much cable length I need. Before I attach the block, I clean up the cables while there's a little more room. Everything is ready, so it's time to apply thermal paste. You really only need to apply a small pea-size amount. Gently tighten the block down slowly and in small increments to ensure proper contact with the chip and so you don't accidentally bend anything. So that's our new push-pull radiator installed. There's a few more things to go back into the case before the PC is finished, so sit back and we'll speed through that now. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did and you want to help me out, you can like, you can subscribe, you can comment, you could share the video, help a brother out, I'll help you out, but you'll never know how I'm going to help you unless you like, subscribe, comment. Get to it. I'll see you all next time. Bye.